beautiful people, it's your fashionista friend here, and today we are going to be talking about Victoria's Secret's new rebrand, because is this real? I'm glad that they're, finally accepting women and being empowering. They're fashionably late when it comes to doing that. Part of me is like happy they're finally getting this misogyny out of their brand, but at the same time, I'm like, y'all have been doing the most when it comes to scandals and stuff, and we're gonna review all that, and then we're gonna talk about their whole rebrand and their whole new woke marketing and what they're doing nowadays, because I'm not sure if their intentions are super genuine. Is this performative activism, or do they genuinely care? Is Victoria's Secret really trying to clean up its past and change and be better? If you like fashion commentary, fashion news, fashion history, thrifting, hit subscribe because I love all those things too. And also check out my TikTok because I do a lot of the same kind of stuff, commentary, fashion commentary, thriftiness on my TikTok. And I just want to say this video is going to be talking about trafficking. YouTube is, you know how YouTube is with words these days, and SA. So I just want to put a trigger warning out there. The last thing I want to do is trigger anybody. If you think this video is going to trigger you, I totally understand and encourage you to click off. Also, everything in this video is just a compilation of stuff I found on the internet with my opinions sprinkled in there. This video is made for educational and entertainment purposes only. If you want me to shut up, pay off my student loans. Thank you. Yeah, so let's get into it. So first, I thought we'd take a trip down the dark side of Victoria's Secret's memory lane. So in 1977, Victoria's Secret was founded. And then in 1982, Les Wexner bought Victoria's Secret. Then in 1989, he met this young finance guy whose name I cannot say on this platform. I'm just going to spell it out for you. Jeff, E-P-S-T-E-I-N. And I'm just going to call him Mr. Epp, okay? Not many years after Les Wexner bought Victoria's Secret, he started working with Mr. Epp and even gave Mr. Epp power of attorney over all of his money and assets. And we'll get into that later on how messed up that was, but oh my God, oh my God, it's bad. It's real bad. Fast forward, and it's 1995, and it's Victoria's Secret's first fashion show. And this era of fashion shows really just set harmful and unrealistic beauty standards for women and those who wear lingerie around the world. Not only did it put a lot of pressure on the consumers to look in a certain way, also models from that time have spoken out later and said it was really hard as a model to keep up with the Victoria's Secret beauty standard that they forced us to be in, and even the CEOs were really harsh to the models when it came to being a certain size in order to be in the show. There have been documents of extreme dieting, workout routines, and plastic surgery done in order for models to be in the show. Then in 2002, Victoria's Secret announced their launch of Victoria's Secret Pink, and part of me is like, my teenage self loved pink, but also looking back while researching this, I realized how Victoria's Secret Pink instilled unrealistic beauty standards into a younger demographic because they were targeting tweens to college-aged girls. And I just realized, it just kind of made me feel a little sick in my mouth, because it's yeah, they wanted to capitalize on more of the market, but at the same time, you guys are shoving your toxic beauty standards down girls' throats, at such a young age, just putting that image in their mind just makes me sad. And I didn't even realize that was happening to me until I researched this video. Then in 2007, Lex Wexner allegedly severed ties with Epstein. Really, who knows? That's just what I found online. Not everything on the internet is true, but allegedly he broke up with Epstein in 2007. Only God knows the truth. Then, even though Lex Wexner allegedly severed ties with Mr. Epp in 2007, Victoria's Secret still continued to work with this modeling agency called MC2 Model Management, which is an agency whose owner, Jean-Luc Brunel, had been accused of operating a sex trafficking operation for wealthy men, and Victoria's Secret continued to work with this man until 2015. That's like the most recent account of them working with this modeling agency. Les Wexner knew about these allegations and still continued to work with the guy, even after he allegedly broke up with Mr. Epp. Then from 2016 to 2018, and onward, sales from Victoria's Secret began to decrease. And then in 2018, Ed Razek, Chief Marketing Officer of L Brands, which is like the conglomerate. A conglomerate is like a collection of brands that's owned by one company. So that's L Brands. And then Victoria's Secret is a piece of that puzzle of L Brands. So Razek, Chief Marketing Officer of L Brands, and good buddy of Mr. Epp, was asked during an interview whether he had considered diversifying the Victoria's Secret brand. And he said, according to BBC, "Does this brand think about diversity? Yes. Do we offer larger sizes? Yes. Shouldn't you have transsexuals in the show? No, I don't think he should." He continued, "The show is a fantasy. It's a 42-minute entertainment special. That's what it is. It is the only one of its kind in the world," he said. He later then issued an apology, and his comments were confirmed, like the vibes that consumers of Victoria's Secret were already feeling, that it's not an inclusive brand. A statement from him really damaged their reputation. Then fast forward to February in 2018, and two women accused a photographer well known with Victoria's Secret, his name is Greg Cadell, of making unwanted advances onto them. During this time, another photographer was also exposed. His name is David Belmer, and he repeatedly denied accusations. So during February 2018, a handful of their photographers were being accused of sexual misconduct in the workplace. Then in 2019, the Victoria's Secret show was canceled. Why, you may ask? Well, apparently in the past few years, the ratings of the show had been going down and the sales had been declining in the stores. And also, I'm sure that bad publicity regarding the essay with the photographers and then that nasty statement made by the CMO just really didn't help, And then fast forward to 2019, Karlie Kloss speaks out in an interview with Vogue magazine, and she was like a big deal in the Victoria's Secret world. And she eventually spoke out about why she left Victoria's Secret in 2015, and then she gave the reason why in 2019. I'll just read the quote, word for word. Quote, "The reason I decided to stop working with Victoria's Secret was I didn't feel it was an image that was truly reflective of who I am and the kind of message I want to send to young women around the world about what it means to be beautiful," Karlie Kloss told Vogue. "I think it was a pivotal moment into me stepping into my power as a feminist and being able to make my own choices and make my own narrative, whether through the companies I chose to work with or through the image I put out to the world," end quote. So that happened. And then one of their big names kind of, outed them on the bad image they're putting into the world, and the negative impact it's putting on people. And then July 6, 2019, Mr. Epp was arrested for trafficking for the last time. And Mr. Epp, like I mentioned earlier, had a very close relationship with the owner of L Brands. And it has been speculated, this is alleged, please do not come for me, that Epstein used his close proximity to the Victoria's Secret brand to fuel his illegal activities and operations, if you know what I mean. And even Mr. Epp has been spotted sitting front row at Victoria's Secret fashion shows. So that really just goes to show like how hand in hand he was with the brand as a whole. And even it's been reported that Mr. Epp would take care of all of Les Wexner's financial assets. And he was always hanging out in one of Les's mansions, and he would run his operation, if you know what I mean, and girls were coming in and out of one of Les's mansions. And then it's claimed that a couple executives discovered that Mr. Epp was, taking advantage of Les Wexner and using his mansion as a brothel, basically. The executives told Les about it, and he didn't do a single thing. That's alleged. I found it on the internet, but, And then July 24th of 2019 came together and leaked predatory messages from one of Victoria's Secret's photographer. His name was Timur Emek, and they were accusing him of R-word. He was like the #1 photographer for Victoria's Secret. Like, he was a big deal, and a handful of models came together and accused him of SA and a lot of inappropriate behavior towards the models. Disgusting. Then in August 6th, Model Alliance came together against Victoria's Secret. Over 100 models came together, and they signed an open letter, which I will read to you right now. The letter, drafted by the Models Alliance, petitioned the lingerie brand to take concrete action in protecting models against SA. The letter read, quote, "We are writing today to express our concern for the safety and well-being of the models and young women who aspire to model for Victoria's Secret. In the past few weeks, we have heard numerous allegations of SA, alleged R-word, and trafficking of models and aspiring models. While these allegations may not have been aimed at Victoria's Secret directly, it is clear that your company has a crucial role to play in remedying the situation. From the headlines about L Brand CEO Leslie Wexner's close friend and associate Jeffrey Epp to the allegations of SA by photographers." That just really goes to show how toxic the environment was, and it got so bad that 100 women came together to publicly release this notice. It just goes to show like how little Victoria's Secret cares about the safety of women and the respect of women. And this was only in 2019, a few years ago. Then in March 2021, Leslie Wexner officially stepped down from L Brands. Like, he officially retired. He is no longer affiliated with the company. Yay! Then in August of 2021, only a few months later, Victoria's Secret leaves the conglomerate of L Brands, which is a big move. They are in an independent company now. They are still publicly traded, but they are going independent. And as much as I want to shit on Victoria's Secret, if they're really trying to change their brand image, that was the right thing to do. But then again, what the CEO just said, in my opinion, is the wrong thing to say. So let's get into it. The CEO, Martin Walters, said, quote, "We got it wrong. We lost relevance with the modern woman," end quote. You got it wrong, you lost relevance? That's the issue here? Not like all the harm that was done? Then they go on to say, at Victoria's Secret, a big turnaround effort is underway to regain trust with women after years of declining sales. So they're saying, oh yeah, we want to earn their trust back because, our sales are failing. Okay, that's the reason why you want to change. They are now a lingerie company that changed their name to Victoria's Secret & Co. and lists as a separate public entity from L Brands, and it is under the stock ticker VSCO.
It's only downhill from here.
Which is, I think, funny. It just reminds me immediately of Visco Girl. So yeah, when they decided to break away from L Brands after all of that nightmare that's been going on for decades, and they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna branch off from L Brands, we're gonna change because we lost touch with the modern woman. Yeah, we need to change because our sales are declining and we're just out of touch. That was the CEO Martin Walters' words and reasoning behind originally leaving L Brands and a need for a rebrand. We got it wrong. Yeah, that's true, you guys got it wrong, but not in more ways than losing our trust, Now that we've talked about the dark history of Victoria's Secret, now we're going to be talking about the bright future and rebrand of Victoria's Secret. So, first, I want to say what the actual definition of performative activism is. Performative activism is supporting a cause or issue to garner attention, support, or monetization from others rather than actually caring about making a difference in the cause. Well, comparing the CEO's last words. That was definitely performative. Now let's talk about what Victoria's Secret's new brand values are. It is our vision to become the world's leading advocate for women. Isn't that crazy? Thinking about their past, what we just talked about, they were the complete opposite to that. To us, advocacy means making sure that you are seen, heard, and represented in all that we do. Y'all haven't done that for your whole existence. You were making sure that women were not heard, not seen, and not accurately represented throughout your whole history. This isn't just philosophical, it's fundamental. We see our support as a collective responsibility, central to our associate culture,
Low keyword salad here.
workforce development, and customer experience. We infuse this philosophy into product launches, marketing campaigns, and all other merchandising, design, and creative initiatives. That's great. You know, they're saying they want to put this advocacy for women in every element of their business. That's great if they actually pull through with that. Like I said, performative activism is like basically all talk, but I will admit Victoria's Secret has made some initiatives to live up to their word, and we're going to go through them with a fine-tooth comb and talk about them. I don't know how to feel about this. That's why I wanted to bring it online, because I need a second opinion on this. I don't know. I feel like they could be doing better, but at least they're not just all 100% just all talk, but I don't know. So let's talk about the initiatives that Victoria's Secret is currently doing. We are accepting innovation in cancer research for women. Let us see. So here is what they have on the website right now. Basically, I'm just going to read it off. Victoria's Secret's Global Fund for Women's Cancers awards millions of grant dollars annually to women researchers and clinicians whose projects are aimed by transforming cancer outcomes. The fund, which was created in partnership with our long-standing impact partner, Pelotonia, builds on more than $20 million already raised for innovative cancer research by Victoria's Secret since 2011. When I was researching for this, my first thought, I was like, where did you guys get 2011? Looking through Google, there wasn't a whole lot of chat about you guys, them working with Pelotonia prior to 2021. I'm confused where they're getting the 2011. And then I found a screenshot of a post. Pelotonin announced their partnership with them in 2021. Insert that screenshot here. So I'm just really confused where they got that 2011. Although I did find an article in Vogue, and it was this whole fundraiser movement Victoria's Secret did with SoulCycle, and Pelotonin was involved. But the article was kind of surface level, and it really didn't even talk that much about Peloton. It was mostly just about, let me see, I think I have a quote from it. It's a cardio fundraising partay in here. Pretty cheesy, but that's all I could find. And then also I was thinking about it, $21 million over the course of 10 years is pennies to Victoria's Secret. They could have been doing a whole lot more. Also, even when they were apparently allegedly giving back to Pelotonin, and I couldn't find a whole lot of information on that, I'm not fully convinced that Victoria's Secret has been working as closely with Pelotonin as they say they have been. That just seems kind of fishy to me throughout all my research. And like I said before, $21 million over the course of 10 plus years is pennies to Victoria's Secret. They could have been doing more. And even during that whole time of 2011, they have been involved with a lot of since then. So it's do you guys really care that much about women? You're trying to flex since 2011 nowadays, when y'all were doing some messed up back in 2011. Really? How genuine are your efforts there? Okay, then we've got Amplifier Ventures, which is in February 2022. Basically, they invested $7 million into a venture capital firm that is going to help women in business, which is awesome. That's great. I hope that they continue to do that. I haven't read anything. Let me look up real quick if they've done anything more recently, because that was literally a year ago. It's crazy. It's 2023 now. Because I was thinking about it. Wow, this brand change was in 2021. That was 2 years ago, technically. A little less than 2 years ago. Let's give it a good year and a half. Amplifier Ventures, Victoria's Secret, have y'all done, Actually, I don't think they've done really anything else. It's been about a year since, $7 million is a lot of money, and Victoria's Secret has been struggling. Then, on top of that, another initiative that I think is shady that Victoria's Secret has created is called VS and CO Lab. And it's like this new digital curated platform that is supposed to bring awareness to like female owned brands through VSCO-lab. So not catchy. Like, y'all need to change that. That's like a horribly VS and CO collab. It just doesn't come off the tongue well, you know what I mean? We offer these brands an unparalleled marketing reach, the ability to amplify their stores, and strategic mentorship, all while bringing customers new and desirable products. So what I got from this, at first I thought it was like this whole separate website, which doesn't exist. And then I think what it is that they connect customers to third-party brands that align with its values of innovation and inclusion. So when I clicked on the shop now of the VSCO collab link, like shop this, like inclusive new collection where we're bringing up other female entrepreneurs, click this link here to shop our new collaborative collections. It literally just goes to the homepage. Like, it was a dead link. So we are on the VS now. I'm gonna scroll down to when they talk about VS and collabs. So let's shop now and see the collab, all right? It's literally the homepage. Like, make it make sense. So I'm like, girl, where is the proof? And then I started searching through their website, like trying to find other brands. And I was like, okay, maybe what this whole collab thing is they're going to offer other brands that are outside of Victoria's Secret, that are more indie brands in their stores and on their website. Going through their website, it is very difficult to find a brand that is not Victoria's Secret. Like, for example, there's this brand called Mind, and I had to search for it. And then when I searched for it, all of the stuff was on sale, which just goes to show that this collaborative effort isn't doing well. So most of it is on sale, not all of it. Apparently, it looks like the only things that aren't on sale are these two items and I guess the underwear. Also, another point is most of their stuff is online exclusive, so you can't even get it in store. I think the only thing that's not online exclusive is this. So that makes me really sad, and it's disappointing, and I feel like that is kind of performative. Like, they're clearly not giving these brands good mentorship. If the new like collab brands are hard to find on the website, like nearly impossible, and second of all, they're not performing well, Victoria's Secret isn't giving them good mentorship, and it's showing because the stuff is on sale. That is performative vibes to me. Then we have a new initiative of them actually caring about women in the supply chain. So they are longstanding partners with Pacific Links Foundation and her project, and we are investing in women's empowerment and the well-being of fighting modern, I don't even think I can say that word, SLAVERY, and human trafficking. That is so ironic that they are now funding. That's great. First of all, that's great they're, funding that, but it's just so ironic. I don't even know if that's the right word to use, that they're like trying to counter human traffic when that was a kind of like a big part of their business, or like very closely involved with their business only a couple years prior. Just wow. And then in this, they say that they've been involved with Pacific Links since 2007. And I'm like, 2007? Isn't that the same year that Les Wexner and Jeff Epp allegedly had a falling out? And then the second Les Wexner and Mr. Epp have a falling out, y'all are gonna go contribute to an anti-trafficking organization? Like, weird. And then I searched Google for pre-2019 articles, and I couldn't find anything related to Victoria's Secret and Pacific Links. Only thing that came up involving anti-trafficking was the articles about Victoria's Secret's connection to Mr. Epp. Victoria's Secret has been claiming that they've been working with Pacific Links since 2007. I don't believe that. And when I was Googling, you can, set time restrictions. There was no chatter about Victoria's Secret working with them until like within the last few years. Like there was no talk about them, Victoria's Secret, collaborating with Pacific Links around 2007. I think that is performative. Then Victoria's Secret, they came out with a social activism challenge called quote unquote Pink with a Purpose. And this was a launch of a size inclusive, genderless brand, which did really well, performed really well. This new brand led to a 25% increase in brand sales compared to 2021. And they're crossing revenues of $6.78 billion in comparison to the previous year of $5.4 billion. So clearly their inclusive efforts are working to raise their sales, just like that was their initial goal. I want to bring up some more points about performative activism and Victoria's Secret. For example, this woman named Cora Harrington, who tweeted, "Any rebrand without a size expansion is just DOA," which means dead on arrival, which I think just really goes to show Victoria's Secret didn't expand their size range while still trying to be inclusive, which just goes to show like how fake this rebrand allegedly is. And then a former Victoria's Secret model named Bridget Malcolm just came out on TikTok and was talking about how like fake this rebrand was, and that she said this inclusive change is too little effort done way too late. Also, I want to bring up another thing is that Victoria's Secret in general, like before this rebrand, their goal was not towards what women want, to make products for what women want. It was to make products for the male gaze until this rebrand. Also, Victoria's Secret's leadership team, like their executive board, consisted mostly of men until this recent rebrand in 2021. So let that just sink in. Do you think this brand, Victoria's Secret, is doing enough in the around a year and a half, almost 2 years? This August it'll be 2 years, which is crazy. I can't believe it's 2023, but I want to hear what you think. Do you think Victoria's Secret is doing enough to actually show that they care about empowering women? Do you think this is performative? Do you think this whole rebrand, the main goal of it wasn't to empower and better women? Instead, it was to raise monetary gain because their brand was dying? Do you think it was to save face because their brand was dying? And now it's doing better because they are being more inclusive. So let me know. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Are they fake? Are they not fake? Are they doing enough? Should they be doing more? Do you think their efforts are genuine? Let me know. And hit subscribe if you like this fashion commentary stuff. Check out my TikTok if you want to see more fashion commentary and roasts because, yeah. And thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And bye.